We're gonna bell off.
Yeah, bell
There's bell. And what'd you say? I have a gift.
Hello everybody, this is On Time Cooking, episode number 15. My name is Van Boulevard Reed. I'm the master chef and producer, and I want to invite you to meet John Dixon here. Hi John.
How's it going?
Good. And Bernadette Brown as our commentator.
Hey, good evening.
Hello. And Scott Ramsey today as our commentator. How are you doing, Scott?
Ahoy!
And of course, this is On Time Cooking with Haley Schnell. How are you doing, Haley?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking.
Awesome.
So I'm excited to know what we're eating today.
Well, tonight I actually am almost a little bit worried that I might not finish in time. So I'm going to get started while I'm talking because I have a lot to do. I'm going to be making crab cakes tonight, and I'm going to be making a Caesar salad with a homemade dressing that I got from an old boss of mine who makes the best Caesar salads. You can find them at Sweet Basil in Plymouth, Wisconsin. So without further ado, I'm going to get started.
Nice.
So in this pan, I already have some olive oil heated up. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my red pepper, yellow pepper, and red onion, a little bit of garlic too, and I'm just going to saute this up.
Got some good music for you to cook by.
I know, thank you. Music maestro. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and saute these lightly, and while these are cooking up, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my croutons. So I just have Cuban bread. You can use Italian bread, any kind of white, almost like airy bread, and also stale bread works really good. So if you have any leftover stale bread at home, make croutons. Really good way not to waste. So I'm just gonna go ahead with a little bit of olive oil on these, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
What do you think, Scott?
Looking good.
It's nice that you're here again. Thank you.
I know, it's always good to have the pirate in town.
That's right.
And then I'm just gonna hit this with a little bit of garlic, salt.
See, no vampires. So
You know vampires.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of garlic in tonight's meal, so
no vampires.
no vampires, exactly. So I'm gonna pop these into my oven, which is preheated at 400 degrees. And I'm just gonna kind of let these get nice and toasty for our Caesar salad. Woo. All right. And while this is just sauteing up, I'm gonna start getting the rest of my ingredients ready for the crab cakes. So let me grab a fork real quick. So I'm gonna add 1 egg as the base right now, and I just wanna lightly beat this egg. And this is just gonna kind of help keep the crab cake together. Do we have any fun facts about crab meat?
Oh, yes. We
Give it to me.
Well, no, it's just, it talks about the history of crab cakes. It says that basically, you know, the historians say that they used to make the crab cakes to actually make a meal larger. Like they would make minced meat, and they would take the minced meat and they would put it together with other foods to make a larger meal.
Right. It's almost like a meatloaf.
like a
kind of,
pizza
like
or any of these
like
type
that
of
kind of
things.
concept.
Yeah,
And then I'm just
and I
gonna-
think that's where the whole concept of this whole crab cake thing. They call them different things. They also had what was it?
I love a
What is
good
a
crab cake.
The different
So,
things.
I'm just-
Fried crabs, dressed crabs, stewed crabs, crab croquettes,
I know.
crab patties.
I'm a seafood addict, so I just added a little bit of garlic salt, a little bit of hot sauce. You can use whatever kind of hot sauce you want, and some Worcestershire. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of mayo. This is gonna help bind as
Because
well
everything's better with mayo.
as
I was thinking that exact
keep the
thing.
crab meat
Everybody
nice and
says that.
moist.
I was just thinking of that.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go
Not a
ahead
big
and
mayo
add.
person.
Yes.
I've heard everybody likes it.
I like mayo.
I love mayo,
I
but
know, we were
if
just
you like
talking
whipped
about
cream, or not whipped cream,
Whipped
a Miracle Whip,
Miracle Whip.
we can't be friends.
What's the difference in Miracle Whip and okay, what's the difference?
There is
I
a
don't
difference.
know. Miracle Whip tastes like butt.
There was the answer.
I was looking for a good answer.
There
That
was the answer. That was
pretty
it.
much shot
All
down
right.
like
And then
that.
we're just gonna add a little bit of Dijon mustard,
Sounds good.
What about grape Poupon?
some Dijon. All right, these are nice and kind of tenderized. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. Let that cool for a second. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some fresh parsley. This is just gonna give it a little bit of a fresh flavor, add some color too. Add my lump crab meat.
Does it matter what kind of crab meat you use? Is there different crab meat?
I've used this with canned crab before, and they turn out, obviously, just gonna affect the taste a little bit.
Yeah.
The fresher you use, I think the better.
Right.
So,
Right.
all right. This
Okay.
is off the heat. I'm gonna go ahead and add these bad boys in here.
And that's the
Already
filler.
smells good.
That's the
That's
filler,
the
yeah.
filler with it.
And I'm
to
actually
make it
gonna
more
leave
meals.
this.
And minced meat, you got a bunch of minced meat. You
Yep.
take the fillet, put it
I'm
together.
gonna add some breadcrumbs for
That
more.
would really
This
make
is just gonna
sense.
kind of make it a little
Again.
bit heartier and kind of help everything stick together. Because I don't know if you've worked with crab meat before, it's very, very tender and it's kind of hard to have it stick together. So by adding, a binding agent like breadcrumbs,
And the egg.
yep.
I understand that. Me too. That's
So-
good to know.
Make it like a paste.
So this looks
It's
like,
thick.
it looks awesome, I think.
Oh, it's good. It looks really good.
So I'm gonna set this in the fridge and let that set up. And because we have the magic of
TV.
TV,
Of live. Yes.
I already have some pre-made that kind of set up. You do want to let these kind of
Looks really good.
chill for about 30 minutes because they do tend to fall apart very, very easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting these fried up.
See what happens.
So I have some breadcrumbs right here.
No.
So I just want to kind of scoop this guy up. And I'm just gonna place this
Okay.
in the breadcrumb.
I'm gonna have to, yeah.
And I just like to kind of cut the outer bit. And like I said, just be very careful with these because they do have a tendency to fall apart on you.
I would think if they kind of did that they have more crab meat in them than they do filler, which
Right.
is probably a really good
So
thing.
like you see, I'm just being very careful with it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that in there. And the heat and the oil kind of help it all bind together. But it is kind of like a tedious process.
No, it's a skill.
It's a big
Yeah,
skill.
and I've had them fall apart on me
Absolutely.
before. But I noticed too, like when you
Technique that you
use
learn.
canned crab, sometimes it has a tendency to do it a little bit less.
We have some visitors with us,
Awesome.
Michelle and Mary, so we're saying hello, welcome. We're so glad you're both here. Please share our live feed right now. We'd love for you to invite your friends to join with us on this absolutely delicious dinner that Haley's cooking tonight. Okay. Super.
All right.
Do you like crab cakes?
I like Haley's.
He likes my
Good
food.
answer.
You gotta at least try it, right?
Oh, I always try everything that you make,
That's
and everything
right.
that you've made has never disappointed.
There you go.
Well, that
Perfect.
is great to hear. So then I've got these in the pan over medium heat with some olive oil. I'm gonna set this aside. And I'm just gonna take a peek on my croutons to make sure they're not burning at all. They're starting to look a little nice and toasty. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is get started on an aioli that we're gonna use for the crab cakes. You can typically, I think a lot of people like to use tartar sauce, but I'm gonna make a garlic aioli. So when any aioli, excuse me, the base is gonna be mayo. So obviously we're keeping it very nice and healthy and light tonight with a lot of mayo. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of mayo to my dish.
Not cool. Not.
Not a Miracle Whip.
Gotta look that
I feel like you either like one or the other. So you gotta tell me, what do you like?
Me, I don't like either.
Yeah.
I'm a very bland eater. I mean, you have opened my door to a few other tastes that I normally would not have eaten.
So are you saying you're boring?
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and add some fresh garlic. I'm gonna add about 2.5 cloves. Just raw garlic.
Well, Haley, you've been 10 minutes into it.
It's already been 10 minutes?
It's already been 10
Ay,
minutes.
Dios mío. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix in some of that garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm gonna do about a fourth of a lemon. And then I want this to chill because
I do too.
And limes.
And lime's a big one for me. Yes.
In a
we want this to be
margarita.
nice and cold when we serve it.
I think there's a song about margaritas, right?
Oh yeah.
Just gonna do a little bit of salt, and then I'm gonna add some fresh,
Salt goes in the margarita.
and then I'm gonna add some fresh basil.
And you can use basil.
right now, are
I
you?
know, I'm thinking of the margarita now.
So I want to let this basil kind of infuse into the aioli. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside to chill.
Smells very good.
All right, let's take a peek at our crab cakes. So like I said, you're gonna have to be really very gentle with these. Same thing in the pan, just because, like I said, they'll like to fall apart on you. See,
Smells really good.
it always takes me a hot minute to flip these, so.
So you were still talking about crab cakes. So what, do they give you a date, a time frame where they...
19th century was the crab cakes recipes were pro-life. What is that? Proliferated? I guess proliferated means brought to...
It brought to fruition, attention.
So the 19th century is about the time they said. It was interesting that they've done all that for so long.
Not
In
really
the
had a name.
1930s, in Crosby Gay's New York World Fair, they brought them and introduced them as Baltimore's crab cakes.
Baltimore. We're going to hear
These
from
just a
Baltimore
second.
people right now.
Just because these two need to cook just a little bit more through before I give them a flip. This one over here is turning out really good though. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my croutons.
And then when they
one more time.
introduced them as the Baltimore
these out.
crab cakes, they suggested that they have been eaten. They called them crab burgers, and they were supposed to be eaten on a hamburger bun.
Have you ever had a crab cake burger? It's really good though.
I actually never have.
That's a
I've never
lot of
have. I like the crab cake itself.
All right, so
Well, I
I pulled
suppose if
those
you cook it up strong, you can make
croutons
anything
out
serve.
because they're nice and
A little
toasty.
cheese on it, bacon.
All right, I'm gonna go see if these are a little bit more cooked
Bacon
through.
and
That I
cheese
can
crab
give these
cake?
a little bit of a flip.
Oh. Haley, you are about a minute from halfway through.
All right, I just gave that one a flip. I'm just waiting on this one just to cook a little bit more through, just to give that one a nice flip. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my Caesar. So I'll just kind of go over what's in it because I'll have to process it in the food processor.
Perfect.
This is not a traditional Caesar. It does not have anchovies in it. So it's gonna be
What?
about a half a cup of sour cream, a cup of mayo, dash of Cajun, or seasoning, a little bit of Worcestershire, and some lemon juice and parm. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in while we take our break.
Yes. There it is.
Música maestro.
What's up?
You hear that sound?
I did hear that sound.
Oh, yes.
Good. So, what we got here?
I've got my crab cakes cooking, I got my croutons done. I'm about to make some Caesar dressing. And it should be delicious.
What we do fast today?
These crab cakes are really delicate to work with, so I wanted to make sure I gave myself enough time to be able to do this.
So you're gonna present this.
See, they like to fall apart. But you can kind of reshape them in the pan. I'm gonna be presenting this as the main dish with a little, schmear of aioli and then a side salad of Caesar.
So how did you come up with this recipe?
I love seafood, I love crab cakes, so this one's kind of been by trial and error. Like I said, they kind of fall apart easily, so you kind of got to figure out what works best for you. And then the Caesar dressing is actually from one of the old restaurants I used to work at, and I swear they have the best Caesar salad ever, so
Book 'em.
Really
I was
cool.
able to get the recipe from my old boss.
Can't wait to try. Okay guys, let's
Awesome.
go to a break. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
Very good. You're looking nice today.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Love your shirt.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes.
Keep to the code.
All right, guys, take a break. Música maestro and
Yes.
some sponsor time.
All right. Let's get some music. Yeah, you get some music. Yeah. We want to thank you all for visiting us. We do always want to thank you for sharing our live feed.
No, I have to go to do the YouTube thing now.
And we do want to thank you also for sharing with our friends, but we want to ask you to help us start season 3. We are going to have our last episode coming up here of season 2. Help us get to season 3. Like us, share us, and like us and share us again. We really love doing this for you, and we're doing it for you, by the way, not for us, but for you. So for you to enjoy and to learn and to share with the friends. So please help us get to season 3. We're counting on you. Let's hear some music.
My goodness.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
And we're
Okay,
back.
We are back.
Okay, I was actually working on a couple things on our break, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that Caesar dressing. So let me go ahead and start with that mayo and that sour cream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump this into a food processor. Now, do you guys prefer a creamy Caesar or like more of like an olive oil based Caesar dressing? Because I feel like there's two different kinds.
Oh. Well, now you have us thinking. We have to make a decision, don't we?
Yeah.
I'd say olive oil.
See, I'm more olive oil.
'Cause I don't like all the extra. The cream.
So we vote for the olive oil.
For the olive oil, well,
Yes.
sorry, you're out of luck today.
Can you make mine with Miracle Whip?
Don't speak speak those words when I'm cooking. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add half the juice of a lemon.
I'm telling you right now. So we have some fun facts about Caesar salad. It's,
I forgot
little
about
bit
that.
of
really
Worcestershire.
interesting.
Did you? Okay,
Dash
I'm gonna
of
let you read
Cajun.
on
Oh
it.
my.
Tell me about the Caesar salad.
Just a very quick myth, actually, about Caesar salad. The myth is it was named after the Roman emperor title.
Yeah, I did know that.
That's a myth.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, I did know
That's
that.
not true. But there was an Italian-born chef whose name was Caesar Cardini, and his family kind of have different stories about the Caesar salad, but they opened a restaurant in Tijuana, Mexico, which you wouldn't have thought that they would. Oh no, you wouldn't have thought they would have done it. But it was primarily because of Prohibition, because a lot of Americans went to Tijuana, Mexico, because Prohibition existed here in the United States. So that's when they opened up the restaurant. They concocted a salad and a dressing out of some remaining ingredients lying around. That's
Including
one of the stories, including anchovies. That's only one of the stories.
That's interesting. I did know it wasn't named after Caesar,
That I knew too.
but I did not
Mexico?
know. I did not know it was originated in
No.
Mexico. That's pretty bizarre.
Isn't that bizarre? I never knew that.
I would have never known that either.
No, I
I
wouldn't
love
have
all of our
guessed it.
little fun facts. So I'm just going ahead and I'm blending this.
You are in the last 10 minutes, Miss Chef.
So I think what I'll do is I can get started on that second batch of crab cakes.
Any views?
And I actually prefer to make my own dressings. I don't know about you guys. I just feel like dressings have so many
Yes.
additives nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Everything is better fresh.
I agree.
Just want to add a little bit more parm to this. So this is more of like a creamy, I guess, Parmesan dressing. Obviously not the lightest in calories, but super, super delicious.
But that's okay.
I'm having major issues
That's
with
okay.
this food processor over here.
We're good with
Yeah,
that.
not taste good.
We're very good with that.
All right.
You did that again.
It just does not want to.
So do we have any comments, any ratings? Give me a 5 if you like what you're seeing.
Well, we're asking for ratings right now, so we're reminding you again to rate this little dish here that Haley is cooking for us live. 1 to 5, 5 being the best, but let's do 3 to 5, okay? Give us your rating right now. We'd love to hear from you.
So I found out that another story said that the partner,
I'm gonna go
Paul
ahead and just chill this.
Mangoria, said that he was the guy that invented it. And that he originally called it aviator salad. And that Caesar took the salad from him and changed it to his name.
Wow.
I like that part of the story.
So it sounds like there was some kind of like.
Yeah, well, that's where the whole thing is. So now nobody really knows. You got another story. There's another story.
There is.
The aviator salad came from a guy's named Alex Cardini.
That's the
invented it.
Cardini family again. So the Cardini family all wanted like kudos for
Yeah.
For the Caesar.
the Caesar.
I mean, I probably would too. I'm gonna take some more. I'm just gonna make another batch of these crab cakes. Now that this meat's just chilled a little bit, I'm just gonna make them a little bit smaller so they're easier to manage. So I just like to form them to little patties. I'm just
So
gonna
at this point, I mean,
It's
what
just-
matters? Who matters? Who?
It
invented
doesn't. It just
It's not like
tastes
they're getting
good.
royalties for the salad now. I mean, I don't think any of these restaurants
Yes.
are paying royalties out to somebody that they think made the salad.
Not at all.
I mean, it is interesting.
I mean, I would like to have a royalty in a Caesar salad. You'd be rich.
That's it.
Yeah, but how would you collect?
I have
Be
no
like
idea.
royalty.
Somebody wants to let me know.
Absolutely.
So what are y'all's favorite kind of seafoods? Now that we live in Florida, I feel
My
like
favorite's a hush puppy.
that's such a southern thing.
I
Like,
like conch.
hush puppies are like not a thing up north.
It's not seafood. You're at your last 5 minutes.
I listen.
Dash got it.
By the way, that's because you're We're not going to say anything about that one. I pretty much figured that one out. Okay, any ratings, please give us, give Haley
Yes, let
a
us
rating.
know,
1
especially
to 5,
because we have a really cool opportunity that we'll kind of go over at the end of the show, but we definitely want y'all's interaction.
Absolutely.
So I've got another batch of those going. I'm gonna just set this over here. And I'm gonna garnish tonight with some lemon and parsley.
Holding on to it. It's not
So
going
I
anywhere.
have this already. I have some fresh romaine that's chopped. I just wanna put this in a smaller bowl just so it will be tossed a little bit better and we can
Really
plate it
smells
all
good.
nice. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this romaine. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of that fresh Parmesan and I'm just gonna put that in there. And then I'm gonna grab my pepper. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of fresh lemon juice.
Here's that lemon.
Exactly.
Is that mine?
And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of that dressing.
I do like a good Caesar salad.
I do too. That's a meal for me. I agree.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and just spoon a little bit of that in here. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a good mix.
That's good music.
So I definitely wanna go ahead and start plating
Music.
because we're at
Mayonnaise music. That is
trying to figure out the best way to plate this.
Mayonnaise music here.
Oh, you're just so good tonight. That's great. Haley, you have about 4 minutes, so I'm just going to give you that one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in one of these pretty bowls. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here.
That's mine.
Are you calling dibs?
Yes,
bit.
he is.
All right. And then I'm gonna grab some of those croutons that have been chilling over here so they're cooled down a little bit.
Ooh. Fresh croutons.
I mean, there's nothing like it. You haven't really had one until you make them fresh.
Cue Homer droll.
I'm gonna crack some fresh pepper on top of there and then just top it with a little bit more Parmesan cheese.
That looks like a good salad, right?
So I'm gonna set this in the fridge just so it's nice and cold because I like a nice and cold salad.
That's right. It should be.
All
We're
right, I'm gonna
at about 3 minutes here, Haley.
okay.
Nice and big there.
These need just a little bit more. I can tell they're not quite set up how I want them, but I have a couple set aside. So I'm gonna go ahead and start figuring out how I wanna place this. What are you laughing at over there?
Uh-oh. I was thinking about something that happened earlier.
What happened earlier?
It had to do with alcohol.
Haley, where did you get this recipe from, you said?
I'm trying this first. Well, I actually got this recipe. Well, this was one of my own recipes. My mom used to make crab cakes a lot, but like I said, it's one of those things you have to have
Trial and
play.
error.
Yeah, exactly. To play
Correct.
around with. So like I add some Worcestershire hot
Right.
sauce, some flavoring techniques that I don't know if she always did, but
Everybody cooks differently.
exactly.
They have their own touch.
You just kind of play around with this, and this is just a little strong, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more
Of what?
garlic. It's a
Of
little
your favorite.
strong.
You're gonna add some more what?
Some more mayo. And just a little bit more lemon juice just to kind of tone it down. It's got that basil in there to give it that nice kind of fresh.
I love basil.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kind of, and you, like I said, you can serve this with tartar sauce. I love tartar sauce, but I wanted to go ahead and make our sauce. So I'm gonna go
I'm
ahead.
sure you don't. I don't like tartar sauce either.
I don't like
cocktail sauce.
seafood.
You don't like seafood.
No.
Who
Yeah,
are
you do
you?
or you don't.
I am Scott. How you doing?
That looks nice.
A little bit of parsley. Give these a toss over here.
I'm like the only pirate that doesn't eat seafood.
No, I'm sure not. You either like it or you don't.
No, it's pretty true. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I don't,
not one of those.
Don't like
Sometimes.
crab legs.
Look at that.
that
Live
one I
TV,
don't
you can't fake that one. I just flipped it right out of the pan.
What do you call the
King crab.
lobster?
Oh, I love
wing
lobster.
And,
Love lobster.
You know what I love? I love scallops and sushi.
Has to be those sweet baby scallops.
Is that one? Okay. Kind of successful flips, I guess, right there. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. What am I doing in time?
Pardon me?
calamari.
I love calamari.
How much time do I have
You know,
left?
actually, you gained a little bit.
Oh,
About
really?
2 minutes.
Okay.
About 2 minutes. We're just gonna be nice to you tonight.
I'm gonna go ahead and let these cook up because these are looking really nice. This one will be nice and hot that I can serve to Vaughn.
Yes.
Go ahead and add just a little bit more oil to the pan. Are we having any comments,
Good
any
music.
ratings? Is anybody giving me
No
a
ratings.
five?
I'm
We
giving you a
have no
5.
ratings right now from
And you haven't
our
even
viewers.
tasted it.
I don't have to taste it. I know
Oh,
how it's going to be.
I have a good fun fact that the pirate taught me.
Oh,
Pickles can be used in tartar sauce, but you can also use pickle juice for tell me the trick.
oh, for cure of hangovers, of course. Why would I? Obviously, I would know this. If you drank pickle juice, you got a hangover, man.
And I didn't know that.
I
I was gonna say Pedialyte, but
Yeah, it was kind of the same way. It's just not as good, you know.
So Haley, you have
Nice
1
to
minute,
be
dear.
okay. So let me just see what this one looks like.
That's the fun fact you remember me, not the ice cubes and the herbs.
No. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my crab cake down on there.
Can't wait.
So this is a little bit more simplistic. So maybe
Very, and sometimes that's really good.
let's see if there's anything fun in this fridge.
Fun in the fridge.
I feel like I could use a little sriracha.
Can you smear something on there? Do
That's
you
what I
have
was
your-
thinking.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
like a little?
Yes,
Yeah.
you need to smear.
But I don't know where the sriracha is in this kitchen.
I got
That's okay.
30 seconds.
You need to smear something.
I need to get this out, or maybe I can actually place
Because
this
you're almost done.
on here.
Oh, that's too big.
Too big.
I think so.
Should I change it?
You have to smear something on it.
What do I smear? Maybe a little bit of mustard.
Maybe.
Because he's about here.
I know. Hold on. Let me see. Any good last minute? Do they have tartar sauce?
Down to the last 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, do a squiggly. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That looks absolutely beautiful. If I don't scoop my own corn.
Uh-oh.
He's laughing.
I think it looks amazing.
Now comes the taste test.
Did you try it with aioli? Did you smear?
Now you need to work on the stroke.
Is it good?
Oh my gosh.
Good, huh?
I saw you doing like a 3 or 4 times. The strokes need to be a gesture, just one.
You
Boom.
gotta.
When I went to art school, my first professor, Norma, said the
Yes.
stroke is just a gesture. To do a
Just
smile,
adjust
you
it.
just do it with one. Boom.
Yeah.
You can't do one, but that's not a smile.
Well, I guess I will work on my stroke then.
Very tasty. Who got the rating going on? None of you?
No, we don't have any ratings from our viewers right now.
Because you're in the wrong place.
No, I'm
No
in
problem.
both places here, so I haven't gotten any.
Okay, so here, punch that number for me, please. 5 on taste, of course. And he never misses on taste.
5. How you do it?
You need a fork.
Yes, please, thank you. What do we got again?
Here comes the salad.
You gotta have a piece of crouton with it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's how you
you
get
should.
the whole thing.
It's good. a Caesar salad without anchovy. Hard to believe.
I know, right?
But it tastes just as
The
good though,
version
doesn't it?
of.
No.
So rude.
Too bad I already bought in taste. But no, it misses something. It misses something.
What's the need,
Anchovy
Vaughn?
and the oil from the anchovy. Because that does that.
I love anchovy. I love
Yeah.
anchovy in pizza, Caesar salad,
Anchovies too.
wherever they go. I like it. Taste is fine. Originality 4.
You say 4?
4.
Yes, sir. Presentation almost there.
It's one.
4.5 on presentation.
I'll take it.
This doesn't. So you have an
So what we got?
so you have an average of 4.5, 4.3,
4.3.
4.3.
4.3.
I'm not impressed with that.
Look at the pilot learning to use an app. That's
He's
funny.
doing good.
I don't get this at all, man.
4.3.
Okay, Haley, so next episode is the last of season 2. The folks at Blue Water Studios is letting us use their kitchen. Same
Which is
ki-
an awesome opportunity.
Yeah,
great.
so I think we can have some guests in there. We're trying to fill 30 seats.
Yeah,
So
so if
whoever
y'all
coming-
want to come, maybe we can make mass amounts of food and maybe try to feed people.
Yeah, it's just for the top 5. The top 5. in
So
the
if you
first
want to
one.
be a part of this, we would love to invite you to come and watch. Especially our loyal viewers. You know, we really appreciate y'all tuning in every single Tuesday. And I would love for you to taste my food and give me a
Yeah.
5 and not a 4.5.
You will love that. And also season 3, we just don't know if we're gonna have season 3, so if the followers help us spread the word.
Yeah, so
Right.
definitely like our page, share our page, spread the word that we're doing something awesome here in Palm Harbor at VPN Studios. Big shout out to Vaughn.
To Vaughn. Yes.
Because
He's
this
our
wouldn't be
master
possible
chef.
without him. And we want to do a 3rd season. I want to share more of my recipes with y'all. So,
I would like it too.
and we want to have more guests.
Did you
We
whistle?
want more guest chefs too.
Yeah.
Did you
All
hear
right,
that?
close the show.
Okay,
See you
nice.
guys.
Alrighty, thank you so much
Bye.
for tuning into On Time Cooking. I hope you enjoyed this week's recipe. If you liked it, if you try any of my other recipes, definitely let me know. Comment on the page and make sure that you tune in next week and let us know if you want to come and sit in the audience and taste my food.
Yes.
Alrighty,
Have fun.
guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week Tuesday.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.